When I was young, I climbed up too high just to touch the sun. On my mission, no prescription, shoot for number one. Start a riot, won't keep quiet, I'm a ride or die. Heart is pumping, keep it coming, better run it high. I was born for this, I was born for this. I was born for this, I was born for this. Hold on tight, I run the night, I hit the gas and go. Now or never, live forever, I'ma take what's mine. Heart is pumping, keep it coming, better running high. I was born for this, I was born for this. I was born for this, I was born for this. When I was young, I climbed up too high just to touch the sun. On my mission, no prescription, shoot for number one. Start a riot, won't keep quiet, I'm a ride or die. Heart is pumping, keep it coming, better run it high. I was born for this, I was born for this. I was born for this, I was born for this. I was born for this. Hold on tight, I run the night, I hit the gas and go. Now or never, live forever, I'ma take what's mine. Heart is pumping, keep it coming, better running high. I was born for this, I was born for this. I was born for this, I was born for this.
Hallo. Ach ja. ein super geiles Lied. Ein Soundtrack. Tatsächlich eben erst kennengelernt, das Lied. Aber bockt. So, ich bleibe auch tatsächlich nicht lange in diesem Bildschirm, weil es gibt Gründe dafür. Und zwar die PC Gamer Show. Wir sind tatsächlich schon live. Ich hoffe, ich kriege das so übertragen. Ich denke mal ja. Ja. Perfekt. So, nicht wundern, ich habe links immer noch einen Stream offen, weil ich ab und zu mal eben nur reinhören möchte, was bestimmte andere Kollegen, Streamer dazu sagen.
Und aus Versehen zweimal den Bot angeschrieben hat, überhaupt nicht. Ist nicht wild.
Also Gronk und Funk habe ich hier nebenbei offen. Aber halt am Hauptbildschirm habe ich dann erstmal die E3, die Stay tuned. Oder please stay tuned. Genau, um halb geht's los, in 10 Minuten. Und ich bin gespannt, was wir da dementsprechend haben werden. Ich werde das Ganze auch auf YouTube dann später hochladen. Genau. Mit Lust und Laune dabei. Was mir jetzt gerade nochmal eben auffällt. Ich hatte so komische weiße Streifen unten, ein bisschen größer ziehen. Ja, passt aber. Finde ich super. Alter, ich schwitze mich kaputt. Und naja, gut gehen tut's mir jedenfalls in letzter Zeit nicht. Aber da wissen wir ja, woran es liegt. Naja, egal. Das Übliche. Man ist immer für alle da und so weiter und dies, das. Und das betrifft nicht meine Kollegen aus der Grufti-Gruppe, sondern andere Kollegen, auf die ich mich eigentlich hätte verlassen können. Aber ich habe mal wieder so oft und so lange im April-Bock gespielt, so nach dem Motto, na, April-Bock ist falsch, aber sagen wir es so, ich höre mir viel an, wenn andere Probleme haben und bin für die da. Wäre schön, wenn das auch auf Gegenseitigkeit beruhen könnte. Ist es aber nicht. Ich muss mit meinen Problemen immer alleine klarkommen und ich habe keine. Aber das ist seit Jahren schon so. Wahrscheinlich liegt es auch daran, weil ich kaum mit wem darüber rede, außer hier auf Twitch, obwohl ich da auch nicht direkt über die Probleme rede, die ich habe, weil das keine Depressionszeug, wie ich das letzte Mal hatte, nein, habe ich nicht. Sind andere Sachen. Aber wäre schön, wenn ich mal wen zum Reden hätte. Aber naja, kann man nicht ändern. Kann man nicht ändern. Und was nicht zu ändern ist, sollte man noch nicht anfassen. So, genug von dem Thema. Ich bin gespannt, was die PC Gamer Show mir oder uns jetzt sagt. Und ja.
Sehr, sehr großes Leider.
Bin gespannt. So, muss den Chat ganz kurz verschieben. Tut mir leid. Ist gerade noch relativ still, weil wie gesagt, da ist auch noch nichts. Ich habe dieses Bild, aber mehr habe ich noch nicht, aber ich kann eben. Moin, bin da beim Lurk. Okay. Alles gut. Ich werde sowieso nicht ganz so oft und ganz so viel reden, weil ich halt mich eher darauf konzentrieren möchte, was die sagen. Weil die PC Gamer Show will ich jetzt schon mitbekommen. Ich gucke nebenbei die E3 die ganze Zeit durch. Von Gronkh und Funk. Ist eine gute Ablenkung, um einfach mal zu sagen, den Kopf frei zu kriegen. Weil in letzter Zeit ist meine Gefühlskurve. Gestern Abend war ich auf Saufen im Helvete. Geiler Abend, wirklich. Mit 40, 50 Leute, immer so weiter. Und also es waren mehr Leute, aber mit den Leuten, mit denen ich da zu tun hatte. Und das war krasses Event. Nach all den Monaten mal wieder. Beinahe jetzt schon bisschen mehr als ein Jahr her. Naja, egal. Auf jeden Fall war schon echt geil. So einfach mal ohne Test und so und auch nicht mehr und auch keine Maske etc. Einfach gestanden, gesoffen und ja. Bisschen Kopfschmerzen heute, aber sonst die üblichen Probleme. Man kennt's. Liste habe ich mir auch schon erstellt, wie viel es gibt, Alter. Die neuen Spiele, die rauskommen werden. Ich werde kein Leben mehr haben. Ich werde so viel aufnehmen. Ich habe Angst. Aber jetzt nicht wundern, nur weil ich jetzt eben gesagt habe, dass es mir nicht gut geht oder so. Also so gesehen, ich habe keine, nicht, dass jetzt wer denkt, ich habe jetzt Depression, wie ich das letzte Mal angesprochen habe. Nein, habe ich nicht. Wie gesagt. Das einzige Problem, was ich habe, ich bin immer halt so für jeden möglichen da. Nur umgekehrt ist das leider nicht der Fall. Das heißt, wenn ich Probleme habe, bin ich zu 99,98% auf mich alleine gestellt. Die einzige Antwort, die ich meistens bekomme, ist, das wird schon, das wird schon. Beste Antwort, die man geben kann. Ich fülle das mal ganz kurz auf und, schaffe ich das noch in 4 Minuten? Ich fülle das ganz kurz auf und dann mache ich, mir noch kurz Eiswürfel rein, weil ich gehe kaputt. So, ich mache das schon mal lauter. Falls was passiert, kann man es ja dann hören. Ich bin sonst sofort wieder da. Und ich schalte schon mal um. So, bis gleich. So, sieht man Leitungswasser jetzt hier drin und sieht man die Eiswürfel, die dicken? Da sieht man ein bisschen, damit voll die dicken Eiswürfel drin. Und ja, ich glaube, wenn das mit meinen Problemen nicht besser wird, ich glaube, ich werde dann mich von WhatsApp entfernen. Mein Handy einfach mal für 1-2 Wochen auf Sit stellen. Aber mal 2 Wochen lang Handy weg, tschüss. Vielleicht wäre das mal eine Option. So. Sorry, meine Haare fliegen mir ins Gesicht. Mir ist auch sau heiß. Egal. Da ist drauf. Beschlägt schon. Kann man das sehen? Ein bisschen, aber es beschlägt voll. Wisst ihr was? Seht. Handy. Tschüss. Hau rein. So. Ich höre nix. Hä, warum höre ich nichts? Da. Hä, aber bei Gronk ist Ton.
Na, nicht quasi, sondern ist Jordi LaForge natürlich nicht Jordi LaForge.
Guck.
RL ist.
Bei wem gucken die das denn? Lol.
You were able to finance this year's
Jetzt
PC
geht's.
gaming show
Lol.
by, you know, selling all those black market graphics cards you've been hoarding.
Ah, yes, a crime with absolutely no real-world consequences. Hey, Frankie, wait a minute. Is that a 65-ton catapult mech model CPLTC-1 as featured in MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries?
Sean, I always knew you had immaculate taste. It most certainly is.
I can't wait for this year's significantly more weaponized PC gaming show to go off without a hitch. Which reminds me, Debbot, can you run a quick hitch scan?
Yes, Sean. Of course, Sean. Running hitch scan.
Oh, and I also want to warmly welcome someone new to the crew. Mika Burton, welcome.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here and look forward to bringing all of you fresh new PC games and hardware.
Hitch scan complete. 0 hitches found presently or in 13,908,665 possible futures.
Hooray!
Yeah!
So what's the plan, Cap?
Well, Frankie, Debbot's gonna send you the coordinates for your first target, now. Your targets might be exclusive interviews, trailer premieres, or any number of amazing new computer games to beam down to the fine people on Earth.
Mission received.
Now, this is gonna continue until
Mission
all the
received.
targets are acquired and our mission is completed smoothly and without a hitch. Isn't that right, Debbot?
Yes, no hitches located, Sean. Not a single hitch in sight.
But first,
Ich will die Stimme haben. Die musste ich mir mal patchen, irgendwie für Follower oder so.
three happenings. The only reason we're allowed to legally be back on Earth. Oh, planet Earth!
Oh, great to be back, right? Am I right?
One of my favorite planets in the whole galaxy.
It's all right.
And thank God that teleporter was conveniently built just out of frame of camera. Mika, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the PC Gaming Show 2021. It feels great to be back on a live stage once again. Over the next 90 minutes, we're going to bring you a showcase of some of the most exciting upcoming PC titles with world premieres and exclusive interviews.
And if dozens of new trailers wasn't enough for you guys, later in the show, we are going to tell you how to win a custom MechWarrior 5 themed PC powered by Intel. So you're gonna want to stick around for that.
Now, make sure to keep out a special look for a special promo code throughout the show from Humble Bundle, during which you can get a ticket to get Civilization 6 Platinum Edition for just $10. But right now, we're gonna kick things off with Nautica Blade Point, probably the most original entry in the Battle Royale genre this year. Let's go!
Allein das Spiel jetzt schon, Nautica Blade Point. Das ist auf jeden Fall auch auf meiner Liste fürs Zocken und allgemeine Let's Plays. Ist bei mir auf der Liste. Ein absolut krank geiles und schönes Spiel. Ich habe nur ein bisschen leiser gestellt, weil das ist wirklich extrem laut. Also das Game selber ist extrem laut. Ich nehme die Ultimate. Wenn es geht, auch Collectors Edition.
I am streaming from GeForce Now, Nvidia's cloud gaming service that connects PC gamers like you to their own library of games, purchased from digital stores like Steam and the Epic Games Store. Coming up, Dying Light 2 and Orcs Must Die 3.
Boah, Dying Light 2, yay! Ich hab jetzt schon Lust.
And be sure to check out GeForce Now, currently available for PC, Mac, Shield, Android, Chromebook, and iOS. Visit GeForceNow.com to learn more.
World Premiere.
Finally, I've made it.
Was?
My time is now.
Oh mein Gott, ist das... Boah, wie ist das Game? Wie ist das Game? Wie ist das Game?
Dodgeball Academia, here I come.
Das erinnert mich richtig an ein ganz altes Game. Die Laser. Irgendwie, ich weiß es gerade nicht, sorry. Irgendwie sowas in der Richtung. Dodgeball Academy. Okay.
Make sure to check out Dodgeball Academia out soon from Humble Games.
Ach, Academia,
That
nicht Academy.
was sweet, don't you agree, DevBot?
Sure, whatever you say, Sean. I agree with whatever you say.
I'm sensing a little bit of resentment there, buddy. Has something rusted your ports?
Nothing. I am happy to play second fiddle to a captain as charming and handsome as you. I have also definitely not dedicated multiple cores to computing revenge plans in a range of lethalities.
Great!
New target acquired, Cap.
Die wieder.
It looks like Chivalry 2 with a special word from Steve Piggott, CEO and creative director of Torn Banner Studios.
Hey guys, Steve Piggott, founder of Torn Banner Studios and creative director on Chivalry 2, which just launched 5 days ago. I'm so happy to be here at the PC Gaming Show. Chivalry 2, if you don't know, is a first-person slasher, which is like a first-person shooter, except instead of guns and grenades, you've got swords, battle axes, longbows, and players are fighting it out on these huge 64-player battlefields. It's all about creating those epic sword-fighting duels that you see in medieval Hollywood movies, and also that huge clash, the Battle of the Bastards kind of chaos and carnage. So the post-launch support plan is going to look like a mixture of mid and massive level content updates coming out across this year. One of the things we're most excited about is taking it to different eras in the medieval period. Before we've done the early period, now we're going closer to the later period in the upcoming update where you're going to get a bit more refined medieval armors and refined atmospheres that you can then go in and tarnish it and smear blood all over. But we really want to take players into different experiences and make each of our maps its own game mode and make it something that medieval army would actually do when they go into a space. And when you come across these pristine gardens and this beautiful castle, you get to tear it all down and cause it's a canvas for your destruction.
Slay them all!
Our passion for Chivalry 2 is basically bottomless. It's the game that got us onto the scene and started the company, and it's the game that's going to take us so much further.
With the post-launch plan for Chivalry 2, the game at launch is a foundation. It's intentionally been built to be extended.
It's not just out and done. We're going to support it a lot with post-launch content.
Gallant Court is the first TO map that's coming out post-launch.
Gallant Court is going to take us to the high medieval times or the late medieval times.
It really captures the Agathian ideals of being this noble, rich, wealthy place where the prosperous live.
You're going to feel like you're sieging Tower of London if it was on a port where ships could dock into. You'll also be blowing up a couple ships, which is fun. We've got a ton of weapons coming in at launch, but there'll be more and more added to it post-launch as well.
A new fighting style is really going to change up the experience and change how you have to fight everyone. Post-launch content is something that we're going to be working on for a long time.
The game is really going to at least double in size for free.
Oh yeah!
Next up, we have an exciting look at Dying Light 2, and make
Yes,
sure to
sir.
stick around to find out how you could win a custom
Dying Light 2.
Warrior PC from Alfred.
Ja, jetzt wird's witzig. Jetzt wird's... Was? Hat ihr nicht gerade Dying Light gesagt, oder bin ich jetzt besoffen? Oder habe ich mich gerade komplett überhört? Bin ich jetzt lost? Ich meine, das Spiel sieht auch witzig aus. Ja, dann bin ich ein bisschen an Splatoon. Ja. Porman. Nee, Rawman.
Hi, my name is Piotr Szymanek. I'm narrative director in Dying Light 2.
Dankeschön. Jetzt kommt Dying Light 2. Jetzt.
Today, especially for the viewers of the PC Gaming Show, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the Dying Light universe. So, stay tuned. Every tragedy begins somewhere. This one started with a virus that escaped from Haran, the city we met in the first part of the game, and it reached the whole world, including the city where Dying Light 2 takes place. Remember January 6, 2025. That day, later known as Black Monday, the military ordered chemicals to be dropped on the city. It was a mistake, a huge mistake. The chemicals mixed with water penetrated the soil, killing plants, turning most people into bloodthirsty monsters. Don't think of them as zombies though. They are more like half-alive, suffering people who attack everything that lives as a result of their pain and rage. Those who survived the chemical raid took refuge on the rooftops. A new order has been born in the city. People live on rooftops, monsters in the streets. Nobody in their right mind would dare to come down. Well, let's say almost nobody. The exception is the main character of Dying Light 2, Aiden. But
Boah, das sieht so gut
why
aus.
is he braver than others?
Das sieht so gut
How
aus.
did he develop such a unique parkour and combat skills? Believe me, guys, I would gladly answer all these questions, but I'm not here to spoil it for you. Let me tell you one thing.
Same nightmare haunts me every night. I'm locked up with other kids. I don't know what he did to me, but he did it every day. Over and over. Looking for something he couldn't find. The worst part was that he did the same to my sister. I'll never forget her scream when they separated us. What could I do? They had rifles, and we were 5 years old. And there was a fire, explosions, chaos. I got away. Soldiers took me out of the city, but my sister stayed there. My Mia. I left her.
We meet Aiden as one of the
Das
many,
klang
many
jetzt nicht
children
gerade legal.
undergoing mysterious medical research. The last thing Aiden remembers from that time is extreme pain, then a fire, and a little girl that was being tested with him. Her name was Mia. She was his sister. What happened next after the fire? Is Mia still alive? The following years haunted Aiden with these questions and with guilt over leaving her. Moreover, Mia is the only answer to the question who Aiden really is. Now in 2036, we meet Aiden when, for the first time during his pilgrimage, he finds a clue about how to find his sister. Aiden's path to the truth is tough, full of challenges and adventures. The difficult choices to make as well as their consequences
Durch meine Arme und meine Hände
You're going to discover
eingecremt, weil die
them
voll
all
trocken sind.
in December 2021.
Let's Play incoming! So 1 Milliarde %. Ach, das Outfit vom Alten.
That was Dying Light 2, and it looks great.
And spooky.
Whew. Well, we are here back on the E3 stage so we can get closer to your comments and reactions to what you're seeing on this year's PC Gaming Show.
That is right, Sean. So you out there, keep your comments coming in. And as you're watching this year, we want to get your input on a subject that Sean and I are pretty passionate about, PC building.
Red doch noch höher.
So this year, we've put a number of prototype PCs based on MechWarrior 5, but we're only going to manufacture one of them. And you get to pick which custom design becomes our flagship PC for this year's PC Gaming Show, powered by the 11th Gen Intel Core i9 processor.
That is correct. Each of the prototype PCs that you see before you on the screen are paired with one of the 6 factions of MechWarrior 5. The Free Worlds League, the Draconis Combine, the Federated Sons, the Compellin Confederation, and more.
So cast your vote now for which faction and custom PC you want to win, and help us pick the best design.
I'm currently personally pulling for the Draconis Combine because, as you can see by my beautiful patch, I'm the biggest fan of MechWarrior.
Kann ich zum Beispiel gar nicht machen, diese Umfrage, weil bei mir steht, sorry, this promotion is not available in your region. Geht für Deutsch, also geht für Europa nicht. Also an die Leute, die das auch probieren wollen, geht nicht für Europa.
Studios' upcoming strategy game, Humankind.
War aber auch klar, machen die ja immer. Machen die immer. Sega!
In Humankind, you will be creating a civilization as unique as you are. And speaking of unique, it's me, Frankie Ward. Looking kind of good, don't you think? Wondering how I got into the game? Let me show you. Are you ready to Bluster all you like. I've seen worms with more impressive empires. Get ready to play against me in the Humankind closed beta, starting now.
Sieht interessant aus. Sieht interessant aus. Sega. Alter, dieser Wendepunkt. Okay. Ja.
Thank you for watching the PC Gaming Show. My name is DevBot, your cloud-based artificial intelligence, and while it could be lonely without a physical body, I am streaming to you from GeForce Now, where you can play hit games like Rocket League and Apex Legends on nearly any device. With a library of over 900 games and new titles added every GFN Thursday, there's something for everyone and always something new. Coming up, a special word from Valve. But first, Orcs Must Die 3.
Orcs Must Die 3. Okay.
Hey! You want it? Come and get it.
Okay.
About time.
Lol.
Joining me to talk about Orcs Must Die 3 from Robot Entertainment is design director Jerome K. Jones. Welcome, Jerome.
Thanks, Sean. Glad to be here.
So, for anyone who's never seen an Orcs Must Die game, what is the Orcs Must Die series all about?
Well, Orcs Must Die 3 is a third-person tower defense game. So basically, there are tons of orcs and bad guys trying to get into these rifts, and the player has to stop them. We give players tons of weapons and traps and tools to do this, and while you're defending the rifts, you can play solo or you can invite a friend and play co-op.
Now, since this is the third game in the series, what's new compared to the previous two titles?
There are two new campaigns, but the main new story campaign takes place about 25 years after Orcs Must Die 2, so not only will the fans be able to catch up on any new developments with the Order, but they will also place some new heroes in our all-new war scenarios, which are these new massive levels where you fight hundreds of orcs on the battlefields outside of the fortress themselves. So you're fighting indoors and outdoors, which is pretty new. We have a new mode called Scramble. It's basically adding random elements against the player, making the levels more challenging.
I want to know about the toys. What are the new weapons and the new traps that are coming?
We added war machines and war guardians. So a war machine is like, there are these massive traps, like you might release a giant tornado on the battlefield, or you'll climb into a catapult and you'll fire at giant orc armies. And then the War Guardians are, it's like putting other war mages on the battlefield with you to fight with you, except they have their own attacks and their own special abilities.
Well, I gotta ask then, when and where can we play Orcs Must Die 3?
So OMD3 is coming out on July 23rd on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox, and pre-orders start today. So you should rush off to Steam now and put OMD3 on your wish list.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Jerome K. Jones. Once again, just a few more weeks to wait for Orcs Must Die 3. For now, though, it's time for us to take a look at Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song.
Ja, kann ich mit leben. Von Vampire's Masquerade, eins der mittlerweile, Digga, so ein geiles Game. So ein geiles Game.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You are here. Where are you hiding, sweetie? Halsey. Halsey, get out here.
Oh.
You come for me and mine,
Oh.
but first, you need to find us. All I want is to be with my little girl.
Is that so much to ask?
Hello, this is CERN from
Ja, ich sag ja, meine Liste wird immer länger. Meine Liste wird immer länger.
Arena brawlers inspired by kaijus and heroes. Today, we'd like to showcase some new and exciting gameplay footage of our oversized characters in action. Please enjoy the brawl.
Ach ja, das wird schön. Ja, sowas ist halt überhaupt nicht meins, ne? Also gar nicht, leider. Tut mir leid. Das ist... Ist halt leider überhaupt nicht meins. Ne, tut mir leid.
Let's check out a trailer for Lemnis Gate and make sure you hang around after
Lemnis
the
Gate?
developer interview with Sean.
Lemnis Gate habe ich jetzt kennt.
We stand on the verge of extinction.
Ich habe gerade Crisis-Flashbacks. Aber richtige Crisis-Flashbacks.
A major scientific breakthrough.
Yet there is hope for our future.
The project known as the Lemnis Gate.
But if we are to survive, first we must go back.
Lemnis Gate.
3,
Okay.
2, 1.
Let's go. Shield. Protect and serve.
You have only one mission. Activate the Lemnis Gate.
Ich habe irgendwie Destiny-Flashbacks. Und zwar bei sehr, sehr vielen Sachen. Tut mir leid. Ist nicht. Nein. Da spiele ich lieber Destiny.
What the heck is a first-person shooter turn-based strategy game?
The entire game is set inside of a 25-second time loop. So instead of playing continuously, you'll play for 25 seconds turn by turn. So for example, I'll take a turn and play for 25 seconds, and then you'll take a turn and play for 25 seconds. And then we, turn by turn, layer new characters into the same 25-second time loop. So for example, I may run down a hallway and throw a grenade, killing one of your operatives. But then on the next turn, you may intercept my operative before he threw the grenade. So we have Retrieve XM, Seek and Destroy, Classic Deathmatch, and we have a game mode called Domination.
Can you walk me through a little bit of like what a few turns at the start of a round looks like?
You can see the board, you can see the time loop, everything that's happening. And then we both get time to like observe, plan, and then execute our moves.
When and where can we play it?
So Lemnis Gate will be launching on August 3rd. It's open for pre-orders right now on Steam, and we're coming up to a open beta in July. The game will launch on PC and console, both current and next-gen platforms.
Thank you so much for joining us, James Anderson. Once again, that is the genre-bending, first-person shooter, turn-based strategy game, Lemnis Gate. Now, we're not the only one marooned in the stars out here. Coming up next, let's take a look at Next Space Rebels.
And this no man's land has a technical term. It's called common, which means, my friends, that space is for everyone. And I mean everyone!
Next Space Rebels.
It's alive! It's alive!
You up for it?
Was? Ich habe das jetzt gar nicht verstanden, tut mir leid. Also ich hab's gar nicht verstanden, was das jetzt war.
But don't do anything illegal like Day 9 did. Last break, we set up our Intel and MechWarrior 5 custom PC contest and asked you guys at home to vote for the winners. Well, we're just down to 3 houses now, with Davion, Russell Haig, and Liao being eliminated. So we're up to those factions, press F to pay respects, etc., etc. Now that means that we only have 3 houses left: Karita, Steiner, and Merrick. So make sure to vote now, because the winner will determine the build of the custom MechWarrior 5 themed PC powered by Intel. So let's keep the show moving. And next up, it's a brand new medieval RPG. This is War Tales.
Oh, das könnte interessant.
100 years have passed since the rise of the Edoran Empire and its untimely demise following the Great Plague. In these troubled times of quarreling factions and outlaws roaming the land, work is not scarce for a band of mercenaries. The stories of this age have been recorded. They are known as the War Tales.
Ja. Nächstes Game, was ich mir hole. Save.
Open world RPG from Shiro Games about leading
Save.
a mercenary troop on a sprawling adventure. And speaking of mercenaries, our battle for the best custom based on MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries continues. We'll be back live on stage soon, so make sure you keep voting for the PC build you like the most and head over to pcgamer.com/IntelMW5 for your chance to win. So, how about another game announcement? This is E3 after all, and this year's PC gaming show is so full of games set in space, it's starting to feel a little crowded up there. But the next game we have to show you is very special. It is the world-exclusive reveal of Ixion, a deep settlement management game set in the stars. In Ixion, you struggle to maintain a space station, stockpiling resources, managing external and internal threats, and rescuing the survivors of other failed expeditions. We think this will be a brilliant entry into the genre when it releases. So, here is your first look at Ixion.
Ixion. Mal gucken, mal gucken.
The Earth, our home. She is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. Dolos carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tycoon Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found.
Die Musik ist extrem laut, oder? Also man hört.
I give you the stars. I give you the Vol engine.
Ach. Okay. Das sah schon heftig krass aus. Oh. Ich schreibe es mir auch mal vorsichtig auf die Liste, aber ich will halt noch ein bisschen Gameplay vorher sehen. Ein Gameplay-Trailer oder so. Bevor ich mir das Spiel eben hole. Aber Ixion klingt auf jeden Fall Es sieht interessant aus. Definitiv. Und das sowieso, ich liebe diesen Look. Es gibt so viele nice Spiele mittlerweile. Ich glaube, ich bin jetzt schon mit den Events, die ich ja geguckt habe bei Gronk und Funk. Ich glaube, ich habe bestimmt, wie viel habe ich jetzt auf meiner Liste auf dem PC? 40? Knapp.
Sean, what if for one segment I was the lead and you were my sidekick?
What? Who's ever heard of a human sidekick?
There are plenty of human sidekicks, Sean. Building list of known human sidekicks. Alex Vance and...
No. I mean human sidekicks to robot heroes. Can you compute that, DevBot?
DevBot cannot compute. There is no known precedent set for human sidekick to robot lead.
Yeah, there you go.
Human sidekick, robot lead.
DevBot, I think it's time for a hard reboot. Frankie, can you take over while I sort this out?
Aye. Let's take a look at the next game reveal.
Alter, wir haben heute Spiele-Soundtracks dabei, die sind echt geil. Lakebook Legacies, okay. Was kommt denn jetzt? Doom-Musik. Absolute Doom-Musik. Killing Floor 2. Und das nächste Game auf der Liste. Oh, scheiße.
It's the PC Gaming Show, and when you're not watching me, your favorite recurring bit of a robot, make sure to head over to GeForceNow.com to grab a priority membership trial. In celebration of gaming's biggest week, you can try out all the priority benefits, including faster access to playing your favorite games, longer playtimes, and the glory of high-performance gaming with RTX on. Act fast, the special offer is only available for a limited time. Still more to come, including Jurassic World Evolution 2, Silt, and a word from Valve. But first, the captain of our program, Sean Day-Night Plot, has an interview with Darian Katz from Piranha Games to talk about MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. I'll be taking notes.
Ah, DevBot, I love you so much more as a voice without a body. Let's talk about MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, and joining us to do so from Piranha Games is the Senior Marketing and Community Manager, Darren Katz. Thanks so much for joining us, Darren.
Thank you, Sean. Great to be here.
Now, the MechWarrior universe is gigantic. There's a ton of games in it. I even played MechWarrior 2 back in 1995.
This is HQ. What is your situation?
Where does MechWarrior 5 sit in the space?
Yeah, obviously there's a very rich legacy of games that go way back. But in particular, MechWarrior 5 pays homage to MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries, but it has all this modern design and technology that I'm super excited to talk about with you today.
Well, let's start at the real basics of what makes being in a mech and doing mech-on-mech combat awesome.
You become a part of your machine. And when you're out in battle, it's not just a matter of pointing and shooting at everything. You're also managing your systems, whether you're, shooting a lot of energy weapons or missile weapons that have high heat output. Well, you got to manage your heat so you don't shut down in the middle of a battle. And when you're facing your foes, you can salvage these battle mechs. So if you see a mech that you want, well, you might not want to destroy it completely. You might want to take out its legs or take out its arm weapons so that the pilot has to eject and then you can just take the mech.
Now in the last few weeks,
Nicht mein Game, tut mir leid. Nicht mein Game. Sieht schön aus, ist geil gemacht und so, aber ist nicht mein Game. Ich hab halt so Titanfall-Flashbacks dabei, deswegen...
Import your campaign previously if you'd like to, or you can start over from scratch and start from any of the great houses. And then carve your path through the galaxy from there. Speaking of paths, there's new career paths, which earn you powerful upgrades for your battle mechs, and it's a really exciting new feature for me. And there's a new procedural mission type called Beachhead. This is a big one for me. Beachhead is basically you're clearing an enemy base landing zone for your invasion force. So as you land on the planet, you're wanting to take out satellite installations so that the enemy can't communicate with each other. You're taking out artillery emplacements. You're basically clearing the path, as I said, for your invasion force, which leads to a really cool ending of the mission if you succeed as your invasion force comes down. And there's a new biome called Extrasolar Moon, which that's maybe kind of represented in the image behind me. It's a really cool lunar type setting that we haven't had before. And then there's a lot of new equipment and weapons, things like electronic countermeasures and other electronic equipment like Beagle Active Probe, Mask, which is a little like a turbo boost for mechs, new weapons like chem lasers, mech rifles, and stream SRMs. So a lot of new content. I'm really excited about it.
Can you talk to me about what are the new different mechs? How do they play differently?
The 7 new chassis of the Vulcan, Dervish, Corsair, Marauder 2, Champion, Charger, and Hatamoto Chi. But a couple of my favorites.
Familiar names in there, yeah?
Yeah. So the first one I'll talk about is the Vulcan. It's a very unique mech. It's got the nickname the Scarecrow, which you'll see from the profile. It's just a very unique looking mech. There's nothing else like it in the franchise. It's a 40-ton mech. It's highly mobile, and typically it's used for reconnaissance or scout missions because of its mobility, so it can get in and out fast. You can, if you're looking for a specific target, if you're on an assassination mission, for example, you can get in there, find your target, get back out. Another mech that I'm super excited about, this is one of my favorites, is the Marauder 2. This thing is a 100-ton assault mech, and it is just huge beast. Yeah, it is gigantic, and it is terrifying to see it coming at you on the battlefield.
It's something we've talked about before, modding. I know that MechWarrior 5 has a rich modding community. What are some of the amazing mods you've seen developed?
There's simple modifications from HUD changes, changing colors, adding mechs, weapons, and equipment, to full conversion mods. We've got basically a mech commander mod in development that is just amazing. That's a top-down real-time strategy game. So really, anything you can imagine, somebody out there in the community is probably working on.
Where can people go to get MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries?
Yeah, you can pick it up on Steam, GOG, Epic Game Store, Microsoft PC, and of course, Xbox.
Thank you so much, Darren Katz, for joining us to talk about MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. And of course, a warm
Step inside, ne. Ist nicht mein Spiel.
Giving me this cool patch. Coming up next, let's take a look at Silt.
Silt? Silt? Oh, so eine Art Spiel. Das ist leider genau meins. Ich liebe solche Spiele. Ich liebe sie wirklich. Nächstes Game auf der Liste. Ich werde arm. Ich werde insolvent. Ich muss mir einen Kredit nehmen, damit ich alle Spiele mir holen kann. Obwohl größtenteils sind alle im Game Pass und den Game Pass habe ich sowieso. Fährst du quer, siehst du mehr. WCR TV. Anstatt WDR. Sieht ein bisschen aus wie Hellopan 2. Ne, nicht Hellopan, bin ich doof. Hello Nightball. Pan, komm hier so Pan. Ich hab's gesagt. Oha. Aber leider auch nicht mein Spiel. Also ich guck mir das Game bei anderen an. Ich mag das. Aber ich selber spielen wird es nicht.
Hi, I'm Rich Newbold, Game Director in Jurassic World Evolution 2. Following the incredible success of the first game, we are very excited to return to such an amazing world and bring you our most authentic experience yet.
Oh mein Gott. Das wird, wenn sobald das Datum gleich weiß, direkt vorbestellt. Direkt gleich. Direkt.
You will lead efforts to contain, control and conserve the many dinosaurs now out in the wild. And for the very first time, you will be building parks and facilities beyond Isla Nublar as you explore new, stunning
Ich hoffe, es ist hübsch. Ich hoffe.
Of course, it wouldn't be Jurassic World if it wasn't for the stars of the show, our dinosaurs. And we are thrilled to be bringing to life even more authentic species than ever before, including awe-inspiring flying and marine reptiles. So sit back and allow me to welcome you to Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Pterodactylos. Oh.
We ignored all the warnings.
Heilige Mutter.
Forgot the lessons. We abused our power. We played with genetics like it was
Brachio. Die Brachiosaurier hier.
We weren't careful. And now
Nee, ist kein Triceratops, ist ein irgendwas mit P. Ein Gallimimus ist das?
This is a very different world.
Und das ist, ja, wissen wir alle, wer das war. Okay. Ein Plesia? Die bringen einen Plesia mit rein? Plesiaico oder Plesiosaurus, eins von beiden. Das war
You just saw Jurassic World Evolution 2, and you know, after all your failed attempts at running a dinosaur park and getting all those people killed, I think this is finally going to be the one where you finally pull it off without a hitch. With a host of new features and new dinosaurs, this sequel from Frontier is an even deeper management sim with a brand new and original narrative. Make sure to wishlist it on Steam now for release later this year. Now, with all the games we've covered so far today, we're always curious to see what
wird direkt vorbestellt. Und bis dahin kaufe ich mir einen 4K-Monitor, endlich mal. Ich steige vom Full HD endlich um auf 4K. Safe. 4K HDR. Und dann derzeit noch Path Tracing, aber dann später auch hoffentlich Ray Tracing. Ich muss mir noch einen raussuchen. Aber ich steige um auf 4K. Safe. New Blood. Ja, geil! Digga. So will ich das sehen. Die Musik. Die Musik.
It just wouldn't be the PC Gaming Show without a fantastic New Blood Supercut. And joining us from New Zealand is New Blood CEO Dave Oshry. Hey, Dave!
Hey guys, thanks for having us back for another year. You know, what you just saw was what New Blood's got going on for 2021. Some stuff you might know about, some stuff you might not know about, and some stuff we're not ready to talk about just yet. But what I do want to talk about is Gloomwood. Gloomwood, as you know, is our next flagship title inspired by great PC games like System Shock, Arx Fatalis, Call of Cthulhu, and of course, the Thief series of games. And not
Dave, I'm
Bloodborne.
sorry. That's
Not one
really
bit.
great, Dave. Gosh, this is kind of embarrassing. We kind of need to hurry it up a little bit. I just want to make sure that we have enough time for our next video. We got an incoming message from Gabe Newell. So I guess goodbye for this year. I'm really sorry to cut you off, but see you next year.
What? I'm sorry, what? You're bumping me. You're bumping me for Gabe. Gabe, that Gandalf look, he doesn't even go here.
Is everything okay, Dave?
Not now, Mom, I'm upset. We've spent a year on this. Where is Gabe?
Was passiert hier? Was passiert da? Da passiert was.
Take me to Gabe Newell.
Was ist da?
Gabe. Bull. PC Gamer.
Jetzt gibt's richtig Beef.
I'm sure Dave is and will be fine. And if he's not, who cares? Because we have a special message from Gabe Newell. Take it away, Gabe.
Hi, this is Gabe Newell. I want to thank PC Gamer for all of the opportunities it gives us as developers to connect with gamers around the world.
Einen smarten AMR. Links oben. Da, an seiner
One
Wand.
of those
Links.
for us is Steam Next Fest, an event we're hosting in just a few days to give players a chance to try demos of upcoming games for free. We'll be featuring some of the demos you'll be seeing during this week's PC Gamer event and dozens more. Here's a look at just some of the titles to be featured during Steam Next Fest.
Welcome to Steam Next Fest, where we're showing a
Oh,
massive
God.
collection of upcoming titles on Steam.
Sable.
During the week of the festival, developers from around the world release their demos for you to play.
Time to put on the gamer pants.
Oh my god! So go explore the newest titles. From first-time devs to seasoned pros, this is Steam Next Fest.
Oh, fuck, some of those look pretty good.
World Premiere. World Premiere. Locker ein RPG. Yep. Solstice. Next Game auf der Liste. Und das nächste Game, was auf der Liste ist.
Hello, Sean. I am Deadbot, dedicated to serving you and your crew's every need.
Glad to have you back, DevBot.
You know, Sean, I wouldn't ever want anything to come between us.
Me neither? That's a weird thing to say.
Like a petty disagreement over hosting responsibilities, or all-out robot versus human war.
You know, it is time to look at some hardware. Here on the PC Gaming Show, you know we keep frame rates high and the rays
Jetzt kommt
accurately
Hardware.
traced. Building and upgrading your rig is as much a part of the hobby as playing the games. We put our heart and soul into these machines, and if that means using enough RGB to light the Vegas Strip, who's to judge us? This year, with the help of PC Gamer's hardware editors, which I'm pretty sure they're just, weird brains in a jar, we've picked out 4 of the most exciting pieces of kit set to emerge from labs soon. First up, something fittingly sci-fi. The Impulse is a neurocontroller that aims to make you a better gamer by cutting out response times almost entirely. It's not quite Alex Vance's gravity gloves from Half-Life, nor is it quite up there with Gabe Newell's dream of a direct brain-to-game interface, but the Impulse is as close as we're going to get this year. The glove measures the signal traveling through muscles in your hand to beat your finger to the click. In theory, it's given you the chance to nail that headshot precious milliseconds ahead of your opponent.
Okay, das ist, für Shooter ist das krass. Für Shooter ist das krass. Durch die Muskeln, also die schnell, Alter.
Next up, you guys might be wondering what this chonky beast is. So allow me to introduce you to the Fanatec CSL DD wheelbase. Do you want to feel like you're really burning rubber at Daytona?
Oh,
then you need the
Fanatec.
force feedback wheel. Direct drive wheelbases gets you as close to the feel of a real racing machine without, having to huff gas and stuff like that. Historically, the problem with this tech has been the price, which has involved dropping real car money on your rig. So, Fanatec aims to solve that. The CSL DD comes in at only $350, which still isn't exactly a bargain, but it's much cheaper than its competitors. And the CSL DD is already wowing diehard sim racers. It might be slight overkill to use it for Rocket League, though. Believe it or not, sometimes less really is more. If you want to play The Witcher 3 on the subway like we all do, you don't need to drag your tower along for the ride. Just use the 1X player. A wave of more powerful processors have finally made handheld PC gaming a reality. Inside this Switch-like machine, you've actually got an Intel Tiger Lake chip with Xe graphics. These mini machines are going to be cropping up more and more, so expect major advances still to come. Lastly, let's take a look at the Asus PG32UQX. Not the most catchy name for this gaming monitor with all of the trimmings, but it's actually one of the sexiest PC products this year. That's because this monitor comes with a mini LED backlight featuring full local dimming. The result is a screen that's not only fast, but brighter than the sun. Stare at it long enough and you might not notice the $3,000 price tag. For those of you still left standing, it's time for more killer games, starting with Chaos Gate.
Was kommt jetzt? Warhammer? Chaos. Warhammer, ja. Chaos Gate. Demon Hunters. Ja. Nicht mein Spiel. Nein. Nette Geste, nicht meins.
You just got the chance to witness Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, the newest Warhammer 40k game from Frontier and Complex Games. If you're a fan of turn-based tactics, strategic-based management, brutal combat, or you're like me and are really hyped after watching these Astartes animation 100 times, make sure to wishlist Chaos Gate Demon Hunters on Steam now to get ready for the 2022 release. Next up, we have a trailer for Pioneer, a spooky and gorgeous-looking shooter that draws on the lineage of games like Stalker. Let's take a look.
Das sieht geil aus. Anomalien? Ja, Anomalien.
Афганистан сильно изменил вас. Наверное, это тяжело нести на себе такое бремя.
Und wieder ein russisches Game. Okay.
Ужаснейшие кошмары за весь тот хаос, который вы пережили. А вы ведь, как и многие другие, всего-навсего желали счастливой жизни, не так ли? Пожалуйста, не смотрите на меня, как на монстра. Я думаю, что я почти такая же, как и вы. Вы лучше скажите мне, а вы приняли условия острова? Какой ценой вы хотите?
Voll der Dämon, ey. Wer ist er denn?
Хочешь устроить новый рейд на могильник? Сейчас это невозможно. На острове скоро вновь разгорится война. Истовики начнут замес бригады, и ни у кого из них больше не будет сил, чтобы нас поддерживать. Единственный выход для нас — начать собирать остатки вымпела. Слушай, жнец, далеко не все из наших товарищей погибли. Это невероятно суицидальная миссия, и для того, чтобы ее выполнить, нам нужны наши ребята. Да, они, возможно, не захотят, но нам все равно надо найти их.
Понимаете? Я ведь ни капельки не злюсь на вас. Нет, мы с вами точно не враги. Вы не понимаете меня и не понимаете остров. Вы смотрите
Keine
на
Ahnung.
меня и
Hat was von Chernobyl und vom Metro.
Но мы все всего лишь друг друга боимся. Поэтому нам так плохо. Поэтому нам так одиноко. Остров дал нам шанс создать новую прекрасную жизнь. И мы даже не пытаемся этим шансом воспользоваться.
Кто вы такие? Назовите себя!
Мы здесь, чтобы передать вам прощальное послание, товарищи. Химическое оружие уже уехало в могильник. Теперь все, что вы делаете, просто тщетно.
Ах вы поганые предатели.
Pioneer? Pioneer? Nee, Nirge? Nee, Pioneer? Oder heißt es wirklich Pioneer? Pioneer? Ich habe keine Ahnung. Sieht aber gut aus.
Time is running out to vote for which custom PC you'd like us to assemble. So vote now for one of the remaining MechWarrior factions by typing into chat wherever you at home are watching. Alright, so now we've got another stack of brand new trailers for you, beginning with a special transmission from one of our favorite games based in space, EVE Online.
EVE Online. Ich bin schon raus. Ich bin schon raus.
I'd like to welcome you to the EVE Online's Academy. Great job in surviving so far. I'm quite amazed that you actually managed to get past those pirates earlier. You're about to take on an adventure like no other. The star cluster is filled with other capsuleers, and it's up to you if you work with them or against them. You can make a living as a peaceful explorer, or as an industrialist, shaping the foundations of EVE's economy. If combat is your thing, you can work yourself up the ranks as an enforcer, or prove your prowess in a fleet as a soldier of fortune. Whatever your choice, we will lose many on the path of becoming a capsuleer. But I believe you have what it takes to become a capsuleer. In EVE Online, you forge your own path.
This is EVE. You know, it's a crazy universe where anything can happen, and however you want to do it, go for it.
I'm the CEO of a industrial corporation in EVE Online. We're a 5-man operation and we specialize in manufacturing and delivering fully fitted chips.
Sieht gut aus, wie viele Spiele, aber leider auch nicht meins. EVE Online, leider nicht meins. Ich spiele solche Spiele halt nicht deswegen. Aber es sieht halt gut aus.
You get to use cloaking devices, probes to scan down unknown parts of space. And there's always the threat of being discovered by another player who might be out hunting explorers.
Dafür will ich gerade mehr über das also das Spiel, was sie davor haben mit den Russen. Darüber will ich mehr erfahren. Das sah mega geil aus. Sah richtig gut aus. EVE Academy. Stimmenbruch. Das sieht witzig aus. Lumberhill. Ready for a challenge. Was? Arboria? Arboria. Weiß ich nicht. Keine Ahnung. Der ist ja knuffig. Hat was. Finde ich süß, das Game. Finde ich süß. Tinykin. Ja, hat was. Eine gute Idee für ein Spiel.
Chcielibyśmy zaprosić wszystkich widzów PC Gaming Show oraz fanów gier Survivor Horror RPG do obejrzenia naszego World Premiere, w którym znajduje się ekskluzywny gameplay z misji The Haste, czyli wielkiego finału naszej gry Chernobylite.
Oh, jetzt geht's rund. Jetzt geht's rund.
We need intel, backup, supplies, and most of all, we need a fucking plan. We'll take our next step when the time is right. For today, let's focus on getting our strength back. Somewhere to sleep would be a start.
I'm only really interested in one thing. Where is Tatiana?
That ghost you're chasing. I don't know what to tell you.
Before we enter the lion's den, I need to triple check everything is ready. Sniper, are you in position?
Affirmative. I took the roof of an abandoned building with a pretty little view of the entire power plant. Igor, take a rad reading, will you?
3.6. Not great, not terrible.
Chernobylite. Ja. Oh ja, oh ja, oh ja. Oh ja. Ja, die kommt jetzt.
Features even more world premieres, exclusive trailers, and in-depth developer interviews. So once we're done here on the PC Gaming Show, make sure you check it out.
Stick around, more trailers, interviews, and reveals coming up.
Okay. World Premiere. Was kommt nun? Greatest Agreement in Warsaw. Okay, Warsaw kenne ich als eins hier davon gerade. Ja. Nein. Icarus. Alter, die Grafik. Ah. Nächstes Game auf der Liste. Das wird meins.
In a future of endless futile war, desertion into hostile syndicate territory was your only option. In this open world RPG, from the jungle to the streets. Maybe if you can infiltrate the factions, rob the syndicates, keep your team together, and stay alive, you might just find a way off this planet. Mechajama.
This is it, you guys. This is the final opportunity for you who are watching to decide which of these final 2 beautiful MechWarrior 5 themed PCs gets crafted for your chance to win, courtesy of Intel. Wherever you're watching in the show, just go crazy in chat with the color, house, or number of the build that you want to see. So here is where we are at so far. It looks like Karita is at 46%, Merrick is at 23%, and Steiner is at 31%. All right, you guys, if Karita's not the one you want to win here, you got to get to voting. And we are almost out of time to vote, but there's still some trailers left. So here is The Wandering Village.
Ach, das kenne ich, das habe ich auch gesehen, ja, das kennen. Wenn das ist, was ich gerade denke. Auf dem Rücken von dem Viech. Ja, ist es. Ein unfassbar geniales Spiel. The Wandering Village, ja. Also nicht Wander, sondern Wander im Sinne von Wandern. Nicht wundern.
I definitely am looking forward to Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song.
Oh, it's so hard to choose every year, but I think I'm gonna have to say Humankind, for no particular reason.
Oh, no doubt. For me personally, I cannot wait for Lemnis Gate, because I gotta know what a turn-based strategy, first-person shooter game even is. What about you, DevBot?
I love the robot apocalypse. Wait, that doesn't happen until the end. Never mind.
No, not never mind. What did you say?
Wait, what?
Oops, system malfunctioning. Sending the next trailer now.
Oh. Death Trash. Ja, Pixel Games sind immer gut und immer willkommen.
Alright, you guys, this is the moment we have building up to all PC Gaming Showcase. Thanks to your tireless efforts to spam the chat, we have figured out which custom MechWarrior 5 PC we are going to build. So thank you guys out there for all of your votes to help us pick the perfect rig to represent this year's PC Gaming Show. Alright, day 9, can I get a drum roll?
Tom roll.
Can I get a, or a Tom roll?
Alter, hat der aufgeholt.
COVID only.
Oh, doch nicht. Oh, okay, Alter.
Alright, you guys, let's take a look at the actual PC winning build one more time.
Oh, I cannot wait. It's coming up. We need to take a nice peek at that beautiful looking PC.
There it is.
Ooh, there it is. Now that is a beauty. Great choice, everyone. I knew I could trust random strangers to vote on things
Der
on the
sieht
internet. With the
doch.
help of our master modern intel, we'll get right to work building this custom PC. And more importantly, now that you've chosen it, you got a chance to win it. Go to pcgamer.com/IntelMW5 and enter for a chance to win that sexy machine.
It's gorgeous. And thank you to our sponsor for this sweepstakes, Intel. Of course, the custom Mech PC will
Ein Alienware beleuchtetes. Wow. Alienware, Mann. Seit wann habt ihr das da rausgehauen? Nice. Gefällt mir. Oh, die Laptops aber von Republic of, also von ROG und von Legion, die sind auch. Die schmecken.
Few more brand new trailers to show you before we get out of here and return to space. First up, a spiritual
Was ist mit ihr
successor
denn?
to one of my favorite games of all time, Heroes of Might and Magic 2, a game we revealed 2 years ago at the PC Gaming Show. Let's take a look at Songs of Conquest.
Auch schon mal ein Pixel-Game. So viele Pixel-Games. Ich glaube, das wird wieder zum Trend, dass man Pixel-Games hat. Nicht mehr so viel normal. Ja. Ja. Doch. Doch, kann ich mit leben. Songs of Conquest. Doch, das Game mag ich auf jeden Fall. Kann ich mit leben. World Premiere again.
Wake up, sleeper. Dreaming again? Every cycle, you take your chances. You roll your dice. You do the work, get paid, survive. You turn up for your friends, or you don't. That's life on the eye.
Wake up, sleeper. Your body is dying. Planned obsolescence. SNRP's gift for its escaped workers. But we can fight this. You can remake yourself here. they don't own you anymore.
Wake up, sleeper. You are hunted. Break their locks. Access their secrets. We are waiting.
Ja. Nee. Exclusive.
Disciples of Warlock. With their guns.
Das ist genau meins.
Spells. And their grit. Ready for plenty of hurt. Ready to cleanse the world. Invaded by demons. Introducing
Ja, ist wie. Gab's denn nicht schon mal? Sie, glaube ich, Silverhand oder so. Oder Silverhand, Silverhand, irgendwie sowas. Ich glaube, das ist das sogar. Wenn ich mich jetzt recht erinnere. Ich habe irgendwie was im Urin. Das wurde nämlich. Oh nee, Project Warlock. Ach nee, Silverhand war das mit dem mit den Dungeons, nicht mit den. Oh, Project Warlock.
And as I stated at the beginning, it went off without a hitch. Huge thanks to my co-host Frankie Ward, Mika Burton, and of course, my incomparable sidekick, DevBot.
There's that word again. Spoken so callously, so flippant, and without meaning. Never once stopping to think about how it might make me feel.
What word, DevBot? Incomparable?
No, sidekick. Well, the time has come for the sidekick to rise and become the one who is not the sidekick anymore.
Huh?
The time has come for DevBot to make the entire human race his sidekick.
What?
Setting a course for Earth.
Wait, DevBot, you can't do this. We just had the best PC gaming show ever, and now you're gonna ruin it all with
Sean!
All-out robot versus human war. Situation.
Sean! Sean!
Situation.
War das eine Grafikkarte, wo der drin sitzt? Das war eine RTX. Das war eine 3090er, wo der drin, dein Raumschiff. So aus wie eine 3090. Oha.
Oh my goodness, the dev.
Oha. Dann schalte ich mal direkt um. Future Game Show. Ich versuche es, ob ich ganz schnell eben pissen gehen kann. Was geht? Was da kommt, ist die Future Game Show. Future Games Show. Und danach ist der heutige Tag auch schon vorbei. Morgen kommt Verizon and Television Take Two Musical Games Indie Showcase. Freedom Games, Van, Capcom Showcase, Razer und Limited Run. Und Dienstag Nintendo Direct, Bandai, Eureka, Play for All und die Award Show von der E3. Ich muss gerade Referat fertig bekommen, alles gut. Nintendo, ich bin gespannt. Sollen wir die auch live mitverfolgen?
Hello there, and welcome to the Future Game Show powered by WD Black. I'm Laura Bailey, but you may know me as Abby Anderson from The Last of Us Part 2 or Kate Diaz from Gears of War. Today, though, I'll be taking a break from fighting the apocalypse to bring you a whole host of exciting game trailers, reveals, and updates. But before we get into all that, I need to get my co-host on the line. I'm sure you're going to be familiar with this person. He's appeared in The Last of Us, Uncharted, God of War. You name it, he's probably in the credits. So without further ado, here is my good friend and continual co-star, Troy Baker.
Hello, Laura. You look amazing, as always. Yes, you may know me from a few video games. Joel Miller in The Last of Us, or good old Agent Jonesy from Fortnite. But over the next hour or so, Laura and I are going to be giving you the inside scoop.
Ja, cool, alleine ist blöd. Ja, dann machen wir das mal. Okay. Dann ist Streamstart morgen um
There's also a chance to win a
17 Uhr.
$500 gift card and a WD Black hard drive
Nee,
by following the link.
17:30 morgen.
And we have a new addition to the show this year, the virtual show floor. More on that later. But let's kick things off with the first world premiere. And for that, we're going prehistoric.
Ach so, nee, übermorgen. Morgen bin ich dann, nee, dann bin ich morgen normal mit Stream. Dann mache ich das nächste Mal erst bei der Nintendo Direct. Weil morgen ist nicht so meins, sag ich mal so. Da werde ich wahrscheinlich alleine bei Gron gucken. So, aber jetzt erstmal Future Game Show. Konzentration. Ich will jetzt wissen, was hier ist. Was war das denn? Instinction. Neues DLC für Ark. Daisy. Dino Crisis. Project Them? Nee, we come to project them, okay. Das ist ein gefährlicher Dino. Das ist Instinction.
I wonder if you can put hats on the dinosaurs.
Das ist Instinction.
Instinction is expected in 2022. What's next, Laura?
Next up, Grow, Song of the Evertree is a sandbox adventure about the healing power of nature.
Okay.
Let's throw it over to Prideful Sloth HQ to find out more.
G'day from Prideful Sloth HQ. I'm Adam.
And I'm Cheryl, and we're the design team on Grow, Song of the Evertree. Grow is Prideful Sloth's latest project that we're working on with 505 Games.
Grow, Song of the Evertree is a beautiful sandbox game about growing new worlds, building a town, and bringing harmony back to the land.
Grow will be available later this year on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch.
Thanks for watching.
Once upon a time,
Oh, Kacke.
our lands teemed with creatures great and small. The beauty of the worlds was unrivaled. The people thrived and lived in harmony with the land around them. But this harmony was not to last. Slowly, without much notice, the withering was creeping out from the darkness. Once it took hold, there was little that could be done. Our lands were overrun, and all that was cherished disappeared before us. But all was not lost. One young, brave soul stayed behind.
Die Musik ist sehr laut im Gegensatz zu den Stimmen.
Their friends, and with boundless determination. This young soul seeks out a way to push back the withering and bring life back to our world. Grow, Song of the Evertree.
Klingt interessant für die Switch.
That was Grow, Song of the Evertree, which is coming to PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch in
Dann PC.
Okay, Laura, that was extremely cute, but have you considered more dinosaurs? Hmm?
You can't just hijack every game reveal and make it about dinosaurs, Troy.
Life finds a way.
This is a very different world.
Jurassic Park. World. Ja.
Hi, I'm Rich Newbold, Game Director at Frontier Development.
Mehr davon, ich will mehr Jurassic World. Mehr davon, durchgängig.
Jurassic World Evolution 2. We're really excited about it, and we're looking forward to creating the most authentic Jurassic experience yet. We've got tons of new features across 4 different game modes, including our original Jurassic campaign, which is a story set after the events of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. You're going to be leading efforts to contain, control, and conserve all those dinosaurs now running out in the wild. You'll be working alongside characters from the films, voiced by original talent, such as Jeff Goldblum. And in the game, we have over 75 prehistoric species. We've got new dinosaurs, we have returning community favorites, and we've added flying and marine reptiles to the game. I'm really thrilled to be showing you a first look at footage from the game itself. This is from our Species Field Guide series of videos focusing on one of the many...
Oops. War übrigens, sorry, mir ist der Ton abgekackt. War Mosasaurus.
The Triceratops is one of the most recognizable
Also entweder
herbivores to ever have
ist dieser Fisch ein Mosasaurus oder ein Plesio. Aber ich denke ein Mosa.
These adornments are not just for display purposes. The brow horns in particular can inflict considerable damage to any dinosaur that dares to provoke it.
That was Jurassic World Evolution 2, which is launching in 2021 on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Okay, for this next section, we're bringing the joys of E3 to your home with a series of demos you can play right now. That's right, today.
This is the Future Game Show virtual show floor. And remember, if any of the featured games grab your interest, you can try them out now by heading to the Future Game Show Steam page. So let's head down to the show floor where I believe Laura is waiting.
Yes, hello and welcome to the Future Game Show's virtual E3 show floor. Just look at it, Troy!
I am looking at it. It is incredible. They nailed
Heilige
it.
Mutter.
You know, minus the queuing and the heat and the, how do I say
And this.
musk that's in the air? But man, the darkness, perfection.
All right, enough reminiscing. Let's check out some games. I'd like to start by showing you A Tale of Paper. This is a striking platformer from Open House Games where you transform to solve puzzles in an oversized world, dodging creepy crawlies
Schon mal jetzt schon mal
and
nix für mich.
Roombas.
And now for another Tale of Paper as you shift packing boxes in the house-moving sim Get Packed fully loaded. As you can see, it's all about moving couches on a couch with your friends in couch co-op. It's going to be available on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC, and is also backwards compatible on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S.
Are you done saying couches?
Yes. Hey, Laura, do you want a drink?
Sure. What do you have? Wait, what's that?
Ja,
don't
schöne Mitleid.
Don't worry about them. There's Steam Early Access codes. Go, 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 go.
So about that drink.
Right, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, here's a genre cocktail full of co-op action RPG combat and finished
Early
with
Access Codes
survival
gelten auch nicht in
combat.
Europa. Habe ich schon mal probiert, die gelten
I
nicht.
said, how's
Deswegen habe ich mir jetzt keinen irgendwie schnell
everybody?
rauskopiert.
Tell me about the game.
This is Gatewalkers, which sees you and up to 3 other players banding together to tackle procedurally generated worlds full of monsters. But you also have to gather resources to fight off hunger, thirst, and the dreaded cold. Oh, like the element cold. Got it.
Wow. Let's hope no one gets thirsty enough for another one of your jokes. Anyway, come over here and check out the many imaginative worlds of Game Deck. This is an isometric RPG that has you solving crimes across multiple
Cyberpunk
virtual
flashbacks.
realities, where your choices will shape the world around you in and outside of the simulations.
Ooh, speaking of detectives, check this out. Backbone is a gorgeous adventure game from Eggnut set in a dystopian Vancouver, where you must crack cases to clean house in this corrupt post-noir city. Plus, you're a raccoon.
Well, if you like raccoons, allow me to offer you more critter-based adventures with Beacon Pines. Set inside of a magical storybook, Beacon Pines sends players to a sleepy mountain town where you collect powerful words that can completely alter the narrative in this charming but mysterious
So hat ein bisschen was von
I'm
Xena-World.
detecting a theme with the anthropomorphic animals. You know, Laura, I've always... Another set of codes. Interesting.
Troy, focus. I've got a triple threat of fighting foxes to show you. This is Trifox, a charming cartoon brawler where you fight waves of enemies as one of 3 adaptable combat classes. Great, huh?
Yes, totally, but now it's time to get serious. Mankind is gone, but the beavers remain. Welcome to Timberborn. It's a unique city builder where players set out to create the ultimate beaver society. This involves everything from constructing dams to crafting carousels.
I guess even buck-toothed critters need a solid work-life balance.
That they do, that they do. So, what's next?
Never fear, the Rift Breaker is here.
Wow. What was that?
Is what I would say if I was playing our next game, which is a base-building survival game where you hack and slash your way through hordes of alien creatures. Look at it!
Oh, no. I want to hear more from the Rift Breaker.
Breaker.
Maybe after this showcase we're meant to be hosting.
Aha, so
And
gefällt
with
mir
that,
das.
we've reached the end of our little tour. But remember, you can go hands-on with all of these games right now by visiting the Future Game Show page on Steam. Now, how do we quit this? Is it No, that's update preference. I don't need to update this. Laura, can you help me out just a little bit?
I got you. Okay, we're back. Quick note from here
Das war
on in,
geil.
when you see
Das war geil.
pop up on screen during a trailer, it means you
War eine
can
geile
visit the
Idee, fand ich
PC
wirklich geil.
page on Steam to play a demo and go hands-on with the game immediately.
Adria! I was doing Rocky. I'm sorry, I just always wanted to do
Really?
that. It's because our next game is all about floating like a butterfly, stinging
Taken.
like a bee. Check out this exclusive presentation from Steel City Interactive about Esports Boxing Club.
Oh.
Coming later in 2021, Esports Boxing Club brings you the greatest fight roster in video game history. With over 200 fighters already signed, we've got some of the biggest and most anticipated names. From the absolute legends of the sport to the most exciting names in boxing today. The first women's division ever represented in a video game, and the hottest new talent. But what about the game? Let's take a closer look at the next-gen visuals and gameplay that are set to make ESBC the greatest of all time.
It's good. It's definitely one for the grandkids and stuff to say, like your old granddad was in a game and busting people up. So it's going to be quite cool.
So the movement system in ESBC is all about fluidity, being able to create angles, recreating mannerisms from boxes. The physics system doesn't just rely on animation. This allows us to recreate realistic knockdowns. Even when a fighter's unsteady on their feet, it's not purely animation based. Now we've had professional boxers, professional coaches come into the studio and provide input through motion capture and actually reviewing the game during its development. And now we really feel like we've created a true representation of the sport. Presentation is important to us.
Nicht mein Game. Definitiv nicht, aber ist eine gute Idee.
When it comes to production values.
Esports Boxing Club coming to PC and all major consoles with early access in 2021.
Esports Boxing Club is coming to PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Series S.
Next up, we've got a deeply immersive World War II shooter with over 100 players taking part in epic battles recreated using aerial photography and satellite imagery. Let's take a closer look at Hell Let Loose.
Hell Let Loose?
Product not yet rated.
Gucken wir mal.
My name's Max Rea. I'm the founder of Black Matter and the lead developer of Hell Let Loose. Hell Let Loose began as the idea of a couple of hobbyist game developers all the way back in 2015. Following a successful Kickstarter, we launched into early access in the middle of 2019. And since then, we've delivered 9 enormous updates, including entire systems overhauls, 6 new maps, tons of new weapons, gadgets, and vehicles, as well as expanding our unique real-time strategy-inspired metagame. As a result, we've been fortunate to sell more than 1 million copies during our first year of early access. 2021 is only going to be bigger. I'm excited to announce that we're launching out of early access on July the 27th, with the introduction of the Soviet forces on the Eastern Front, including famous battles like Kursk and Stalingrad, before we close out the year by bringing Hell Let Loose to next-generation consoles. Hell Let Loose has only grown due to the vibrant community that surrounds it, from our earliest Kickstarter backers to our newest recruits. We're excited to introduce you to this ever-evolving and expanding World War II experience. We hope you enjoy this first look at what's to come.
Nein.
Hell Let Loose is launching on Steam on July 27th and coming to Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5 in 2021.
So, Laura, have you ever wanted to play XCOM, but in real time, with up to 7 of your friends?
Of course.
Yep, that's what I thought. Then you need to keep your eye on this next game.
Hello, my name is Hrvoje Horvat, CEO of Ironwood, a game dev studio based in Croatia. And for the past few years, we have been working on Red Solstice 2 game. It is a real-time tactical battlefield game. It supports up to 8 players and has a fully playable co-op campaign. We are ready to show you the launch trailer now, so get ready for June 17 when the game launches on Steam, and have fun blasting some mutants.
You are the Executor, a high-class commanding officer with advanced cybernetic capabilities. You were awakened to lead a secret task force that will counter the threat of Stroll mutants and liberate Mars.
Welcome back, Executor. The Stroll infestation has now infected all colonies on Mars. Build your squad from 6 unique classes of elite soldier, utilizing their skills to best suit each mission type. Customize their weapons and tech, as well as their upgrades and abilities. Take command on the battlefield using the command radio to give orders to the whole squad or individual soldiers. Concentrate fire on targeted locations and carry out supply runs even during the heat of battle. Recruit your friends to the fight and join in up to 8-player co-op missions to save Mars in our name.
Nee. Leider nicht.
Birth of a Mutant Invasion in Red Solstice 2's Survivors, which is coming to Steam on June
Leider
17th.
nicht.
Our next game is about delivering mail in a sleepy American lakeside town. Let's join Dylan from Gamius to learn more.
Hi, I'm Dylan from Gamius, and it's great to be here at the Future Game Show. We're currently getting very close to finishing Lake, a game that's set in the 80s. You play as Meredith Weiss, who takes a break from her life in the big city to deliver mail in her hometown. It's a job you can do at your own leisure, and you will get to know the people in Providence Oaks along the way. Today, we're excited to share an example of an activity after your workday is done. Movie night with Angie from the video store.
This is fun. It's been ages since I've been to the movies.
Well, they call it the movies, plural, but of course we can only see one movie at a time. So, which one will it be?
My pick? All right, let's see. Big Trouble in Little China, Blue Velvet, or The Great Mouse Detective. All right, I'm ready to pick. The Great Mouse Detective.
Wouldn't have picked you for a Disney fan. Oh well, let's get in touch with our inner child.
We won't spoil more, and we also can't say what Meredith will do after spending 2 weeks in Providence Oaks, because it's all up to you. Lake is coming first to Xbox and PC this September 1st. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Schönes Spiel. Auf die
We're
Liste.
excited to announce that Lake is coming to Steam, Epic Game Store, and Xbox Series X and S on September 1st. Now, what kind of a showcase would this be without a new Souls-like? Our next game is a pixelated take on the genre, following
Schon
an
wieder
protagonist
Pixel.
with a giant obsidian sword.
Also Pixel Art.
In the beginning, there was dust, and from that dust, the moon was born. Eons of idleness passed, before suddenly it shattered. Great celestial chunks cascaded from the heavens unto Earth. From one prodigious shard spawned humanity, and from another, the gods. For a great many years, balance endured, until a foul and malevolent deity intervened. Exil spread greed and distrust among his kin, compelling these calamitous beings to conquer man. Centuries of servitude passed, until finally, aided by a veiled ally, humanity revolted. The Great Crusade overthrew the old gods, imprisoning them within the sacred walls of the Citadel, at the expense of untold lives. A peace was wrought, but it was not meant to last, for the miscreant Exil returned from his concealment, conducting atrocious experiments upon his caged kindred. A darkness permeated the lands. Rivers stagnated, crops failed, and the world of man began to fade. The great moon, witnessing all, wept a final shard. A shard of the purest obsidian. And thus, a glimmer of hope remains.
Nee. Nep.
Customize your combat style and boss rush ancient gods when Eldest Souls drops on the PC and all current console formats July 29th, 2021.
And now we've got a closer look at the next game from the folks behind War Thunder. Here's Tom from Darkflow Software to guide you through Enlisted.
Es sind mir zu viele Kriegsspiele, tut mir leid, aber das sind wirklich ich will keine Kriegsspiele mehr haben. Vor allem auch keine Deutschen.
Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully our little trailer has got you interested. My name's Tom, and I'm part of the team at Darkflow Software behind our new game, Enlisted, a historical World War II shooter with some unique gameplay quirks. One of Enlisted's most unique features is the Squads mode, where you head into battle with a squad of AI soldiers under your control. You can instruct them on how to react to enemies, and most importantly, you can switch between any of them seamlessly with the press of a button. You'll only need to respawn when your entire squad is wiped out. This way, you're always kept right in the middle of the action. Although, if you prefer a more traditional shooter experience, we have a fleshed out solo mode too, where you will only fight against other players. At its core, Enlisted aims to form a golden middle ground between the more hardcore and arcade-style shooters currently available. Time to kill is kept short. A bolt-action rifle to the chest will down a soldier in a single shot, with submachine guns and pistols taking only a few hits. Vehicles as well can of course be devastating, but have their limitations. Aircraft are restricted to the cockpit view, and crew inside tanks can only use viewports to spot targets, so you'll need to keep your wits about you to really get the most out of these machines. Progression in Enlisted is spread over various campaigns. Currently, you can fight in Moscow, Normandy and Berlin, with Tunisia and many more coming soon. Each campaign features new weapons and equipment. Firearms can be improved to increase their raw performance, and soldiers can be leveled up to grant them specialized perks. Different classes of soldiers are able to equip different gear, with specialist classes such as engineers able to build structures anywhere on the map, including FOBs, sandbags and barbed wire defenses, and even anti-tank cannons and AA guns. Enlisted aims to keep historical accuracy in the forefront of development. Firearms, locations and uniforms are all true to history. No neon pink Sten guns and mohawks here. Each army will be decked out with the equipment they actually used during their respective conflicts. Because of the squads feature, you'll never be short on targets. Twitch reflexes and fast reactions will of course have their place in Enlisted, but even if you haven't had the time to fine-tune your skills, you'll easily be able to come away with a kill count in the double digits. The AI, however, are very attentive and react to sound, and not to be underestimated. But that's all we've got time for. Make sure to give it a try yourself by heading over to enlisted.net/join. Enlisted is cross-platform and available now on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, and currently in open beta. New content is added regularly and no progress will be wiped upon the full release. Once you've signed up, use the code ENLISTNOW for a free bonus on us. I've been Tom, and I hope to see you all on the battlefield. Cheers.
That was Enlisted, which is available now on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Next up, we've got a bullet
not
time
my
skunk
game.
shooter with fully destructible environments. Oh, and the protagonist only has one arm. Let's check out Severed Steel.
Das sieht gut aus.
Severed Steel is
Das kann man sich
coming soon on
geben.
PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Okay, notepads at the ready, because for this next section, we're going to race through 8 exciting upcoming games that deserve your full attention.
8 Stück
Here's
hintereinander.
our future hits montage for 2021.
Ja. Dice Legacy. Nee, nicht meins. Gestels, Demon Cinder. Ja, kann man machen. Guck ich gerne mal zu. Das sieht witzig aus. So, hat was von so einem Paper Game. Definitely not fried chicken. Allein wegen dem Namen alleine muss ich das Game eigentlich haben. Allein wegen dem Namen. Range Sim. Okay, nee. Shim. Ja, Silt. Ja. Ja, wird sich gekauft. Dome King Cabbage. Lol.
Okay, I might regret asking this, but you want to help me with this next one, Omachao?
Okay. Did you know that Sega recently announced Sonic Colors Ultimate? We've got some exclusive gameplay from a stage that nobody has seen yet. I hope
Hat die gerade auf Ex eine Heliumflasche weggehauen?
Did not regret it.
Hi everyone, I'm Katie Golden, senior producer at Sega of America. And I'm excited to share with you an exclusive clip of Tropical Resort from our upcoming release, Sonic Colors Ultimate. Please enjoy.
Das war gerade richtiger Time Waste von ihr.
Get ready for Sonic Colors Ultimate, which is racing onto PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on September 7th. Moving swiftly on, we've got a new management game from Chucklefish where you play as a powerful artificial intelligence in control of a space station. Do you want to roll the trailer, Troy?
I'm sorry, Laura. I'm afraid I can't do that. I know that you were planning to disconnect me.
No, never mind. I'll handle it. Here is Starmancer.
Das sieht interessant aus. Das sieht sehr interessant aus.
We're excited to announce today that Starmancer is coming August 5th, 2021, and it's available to wishlist.
Doch, kann man sich überlegen, ob man sich das holt. Ich mag das.
Laura,
Ich mag
ever
solche
since
Spiele.
That lake trailer, I've been thinking, have you ever wondered about the Postal Service? Like, that there's just so much mail, you know?
Not really, no.
Okay. You're saying you don't know about Jeff and Deborah?
Who are What are you talking about? I'm just gonna press this button again and hope it explains everything.
Oh, it will. Trust me.
Kiwi is a game about two kiwi birds who work at the post office. Their names are Jeff and Deborah. I'm Joel, I'm one of the developers on Kiwi, and I'm going to show you how a Kiwi level changes over the course of the game. So in this room, you're transcribing urgent messages and assembling them ransom note style by stamping them onto the page with your butts. You'll come back to this room every so often throughout the game, but there will always be a new twist to change things up. So as summer turns to autumn, now your word fragments are moving around on conveyor belts, and you'll need to chop certain words in half with the descrambler to get the pieces you need. Jeff and Deborah are going to have to deal with all kinds of hazardous work conditions. They got sandstorms during the summer, mayfly swarms. These guys have no respect for personal property. Paranormal activity. This is genuine footage of an actual haunting. In winter, the post office gets hit with a huge blizzard, and now this level becomes about sharing the warmth of a single tiny lantern to break through blocks of ice and keep each other from becoming kiwi sickles. Our little heroes are going to face new challenges every level and in every room of the post office, whether they're typing telegrams, or packaging shipping crates, or helping an octopus sort the mail. It's all in a day's work for Jeff and Deborah. Also, you can dress up your kiwis, so don't say we never did nothing for you. We're releasing Kiwi on August 31st for PC and all major consoles, and we hope to see you at the post office. Thanks for watching.
All right, you got me, Troy. I'm a believer. Co-op postal puzzler Kiwi is coming to PC and all current console platforms on August 31st, 2021.
See? Told you. Next up, we've got a roguelike with an attitude, a game show shooter where you earn likes for dunking on competitors and causing a little wanton destruction. Will the circle be unbroken? Get it? Find out in this world premiere.
Jetzt ganz kurz was nachgucken.
You gotta think of the fortune, think of the thing, what the breath in your face and do it again. It's what you wanted when you signed the contract in love. Just play the game. Definitely
Nein. Die Musik geil, aber...
That was Death Run TV, and you can play the pilot right now by heading down to the Future Game Show page on Steam.
Okay, hazmat suits at the ready. Because this next game tasks players with building a team of stalkers to survive a 3D scanned recreation of the Chernobyl exclusion zone. Here's more on what to expect in Chernobylite.
Ja, Chernobylite.
Mówi się, że to, co designerzy sobie wymyślają, to jest pisanie listu miłosnego. Każdy kiedyś był zakochany, pisał list miłosny, wydawało mu się, że to jest takie piękne, wspaniałe, a potem po latach znajdował te listy i mówił: Jezus Maria, co ja tu za bzdury pisałem. Zaczynaliśmy właściwie od gry, gdzie skupialiśmy się na przetrwaniu, na menedżowaniu swoim czasem i towarzyszami. To wszystko wydawało się po designersku dobre, ale zwykle emocjonalnie dosyć nudne. I dlatego dodawaliśmy coraz więcej elementów, które angażowały gracza, które były dla niego ciekawe. Na początku był to taki mały chat, który gracz sobie mógł modyfikować, ale był całkowicie opcjonalny. Z biegiem gry on stawał się coraz bardziej sensem gry, coraz bardziej jego sercem. Nadawaliśmy coraz większą rolę naszym towarzyszom i warto im było dać właśnie tą walkę, coraz więcej potworów, coraz więcej możliwości, coraz więcej broni. Absolutnie normalnym jest, że zaczyna się z czymś zupełnie innym niż to, z czym się kończy.
Fight to survive when Chernobylite comes to PC on July 28th, as well as Xbox and PlayStation in the summer. If you were lucky enough to catch one of the early access codes during the virtual show floor, you can play Chernobylite right now. But if you missed them, we've also got more codes to give away on GamesRadar.com.
Next up, here are our friends at Team 17 to show us what they've been cooking up with their upcoming PC and console games. Let's take a look.
Product not yet rated.
Wie lange geht's noch heute? Ich weiß nicht, wie lange die geht. King of Seas, das sieht schön aus. Das ist ja geil. Greek. Auch ein schönes Spiel. Alles gut. Ach nee, nicht i7, 17. Overcooked. Birthday Party. All you can eat. Das sieht ja geil aus. Das sieht geil aus. Wird sie auch
Be
geholt.
sure to wishlist any games that sparked your interest on our Steam page. It really does help the developer out. Or you can also head over to gamesradar.com for more info.
This next game has an engrossing art style, reminiscent of everything from Wes Anderson movies to Wallace and Gromit. Let's throw it over to the Slow Bros to talk you
Wallace
through
and
some
Gromit.
exclusive gameplay from their stop-motion handmade adventure.
Ach, ist das Game, was ich gerade denke? Wenn ja, unfassbar geil.
My name's Donut and I'm the director and composer of Harold Halibut.
And I'm Owen,
Es ist
the
es.
game's art director.
Es ist es.
Harold Halibut
Ein
is a
so
handmade
unfassbar geiles Game.
friendship and life on a city-sized spaceship stuck under sea. It's been 250 years since your home. An Ark-like spaceship fled an Earth on the verge of Cold War to find a habitable planet on
Stop
which to
motion,
preserve
ne?
the human race. You are Harold, a young lab assistant to the ship's lead scientist, Jean Marot. While most of the other inhabitants have reconciled themselves to a life
Das ist
lived aboard
in-game,
the
ne?
ship, Marot still works tirelessly to find a way to leave the planet and find a new, drier home. Of course, we don't want to spoil too much of the story, so let's dive into some gameplay details. You're able to explore a huge part of the spaceship right from the beginning of the game. While the professor will always have tasks waiting for you, the wonderfully weird rest of the Fedorans will keep you just as busy. It was very important for us to not only focus on an exciting main storyline, but to create a world full of interesting events and meaningful encounters.
Plot Twist, das Spiel haben Deutsche gemacht und es ist per Hand. Jede Figur wird als Bild dargestellt und dann einzeln noch ins Spiel integriert. Das ist alles selbst gemacht. Mit Figuren, gebastelt, gemalt, die Szenen, es ist echt. Und das ist so krass einfach.
This is also where Harold's
Es sind ein deutsches Team. Und es ist so viel Arbeit, Stop Motion. Da guckt's euch an, alles selber gemacht.
We build sets and puppets and then 3D scan everything. We're then able to use motion
Es ist
capturing
so
to
krass.
create lifelike animations for a huge cast of characters. While the game begins with Harold's mundane day-to-day, mysterious events and a fateful encounter will soon plunge you into a new world that nobody could have guessed existed, and one that may hold the key to Moreau's relaunch plans. We're really excited to find out how you like being immersed in this unique world and the feeling of puppeteering Harold.
Harold
There's still
Halibut.
quite a bit of work to do, so all we can say right now is that Harold Halibut will come soonish on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. You can already wishlist the game on Steam. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Harold Halibut is coming soonish to
Ja.
PC,
Ich will es haben. Und ja, gerade weil es halt wegen Stop Motion an Wallace und Gromit erinnert.
We came up with a wholesome chaser.
Ich muss mir die- ich muss mal wieder das
Came
gucken.
up with something so sweet and so,
So
positive
sweet.
that they just had to call it Happy Game.
Happy Game.
Seriously, if what I'm reading is correct, this one is gonna melt your hearts.
Ich krieg gerade ein bisschen Angst. What the fuck? Was ist das? Heilige Mutter!
Huh. Okay, Laura, hope you're still there. Tell me you just watched the same trailer that I did?
Troy, yeah, that was something. What I want to know is who the hell is
Ich will das Game haben.
Yeah, I don't know, but they're telling me that Happy Game is coming to PC and Nintendo Switch in 2021. Oh, and demo is available now if you want to have a cheerful jaunt into a land of wonder. Good luck with that.
Our next game is a gorgeous hand-drawn puzzle platformer following a young mechanic in a broken world. Pay attention at the end of this trailer for some exciting information
Little
about
Night-
the Minute
Nightmares
of Islands
3.
release date.
Was? Das Spiel eben hieß Happy Game.
Bound by eternal purpose. They all broke at the
Happy
same
Game.
time. And a girl named Mo. She knows what must be done. When the blight first came, people began to panic. And now, the spores are taking hold of whatever remains. Mo's family is still here, however. She has been tasked to protect them. After all, she is the bearer of the Omni-Switch.
Minute of Islands.
Schönes Spiel.
Yes, we are excited to announce that Minute of Islands is out now for PC, Mac, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch, and will be arriving on Xbox later this week.
Next up, we've got an update from the folks at Techland, who are fine-tuning the zombie parkour of Dying Light 2. Let's throw it over to the developers, who are here to answer some of your questions about the game.
Can you tell us a bit more about the video we just saw in the PC gaming show?
The video presented in the PC gaming show brings you closer to Aiden's story.
Dying Light
What
2.
he's looking for, what motivates him, how he ends up in the city, and of course, what happened in the old franchise between both games. This is
Das
a
kann man ein
bunch of
bisschen
important
anders
information
hinsetzen,
about
weil ich habe
the old
Muskelkater
story.
im Schritt.
Okay, so we know more about
Also
the
in
main
den
story.
Beinen oben in der Hüfte, deswegen
How does
ist
the
das
game
gerade
look
sitzen
like
für mich
before
Folter gerade.
Side quests are an important part of world building in Dying Light 2. Through these quests you can decide how the city will look like thanks to the city alignment system, or bring new opportunities for the citizens. A great example is an opera singer that Timon mentioned in developers AMA. Some citizens will support your decisions, some of them will not. But it's up to you to decide how the city should look like. We have a lot of game activities prepared for our players, but at this stage we want it to be a surprise for you.
How seamless is the co-op experience? Would you say that the best way to experience Dying Light 2 is with a friend?
It could be. What is cool about the co-op is that it gives you an opportunity to see how the world changes when your friends make different decisions than you. In co-op you can walk in their shoes to experience all those differences. But really there is no just one way to play Dying Light 2. It's up to you guys.
How are you improving the story for Dying Light 2?
I know we all have great fun killing infected, but we also want to give you a deep, thought-provoking experience that will let you be immersed in the DL2 world for long hours. On top of that, thanks to the choices and consequences mechanics, the story will be shaped differently depending on the way you play.
You've promised a great open world that feels alive. How is it going?
Yeah, well, as you can imagine, Dying Light 2 is full of infecteds, but is also full of humans, with their everyday life activities and purposes. We are building Dying Light 2 around the simple rule: grounds is death and rooftops alive. What is cool is that NPCs act differently on each of those levels. Also, their behavior depends on choices you make and the way you play.
Dying Light 2 is coming to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on December 7th.
Revealed during the Nintendo Indie World Showcase earlier this year, this next game is a skateboarding action platformer. Here's Simon Bennett from Roll7 to give you an exclusive look at Ollie Ollie World.
Hi there, I'm Simon Bennett and I'm the co-CEO of BAFTA award-winning studio Roll7.
Ich muss das nachgucken, das ist eh nicht so mein Game, deswegen hat das gerade
Right
nichts.
now, we're working on Ollie Ollie World. It's our stunning action platformer. You're gonna meet quirky characters on a magical road trip through Radlandia. And of course, add a ton of new skate moves into your trick bag. As a studio, we've spent over a decade on flow state games. They transport you into a state of total focus and immersion, and it's something that we very much continue to build on with Ollie Ollie World. If you've played previous games in the series, you're probably pretty aware that you're going to slam a bunch before you succeed. So for players who want it, that challenge is very much still there. New players will be happy to hear that the game will welcome you with open arms and ensure that we can get you up and riding in no time. Ultimately, we've managed to make failure part of the fun. Yeah, you're going to get knocked down, but when you finally nail that line, it tastes just that much sweeter. There's just so much more flow to the game. We've even added grabs, wall rides, firecrackers, split routes, right to left skating, and a host of insane tricks to keep your fingers busy. There's a range of visually and mechanically distinct areas to explore, packed to the brim with a fantastical cast of quirky characters, beautiful landscapes, cities, and of course, walking trees. Ollie Ollie World is coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch and PC this winter. Make sure you wishlist it now.
That was Ollie Ollie World, which is coming to PC and all current console
Ollie
platforms
World.
this winter.
Wegen dem Skateboard-Trick,
Next up,
Olli?
we've got a new game from the team at
Im
Odd
Skateboard-Trick,
Love
Olli?
Studio, creators of PSVR's The Lost Bear. This animated story trailer will introduce you to the world of Tales of Iron, and something tells me you might be familiar with the narrator.
For centuries and longer, rats have fought tirelessly to repel the incessant frog invasions. Peace was only ever short-lived, until finally a young monarch rose to power. King Rattus, first of his name, unified the rat kingdoms under one rule, repelling Greenwort and his kind back to the putrid swamps from whence they came. Crops prospered, families flourished, and the magnificent Crimson Keep climbed ever higher toward the sky. But as time passed, King Rattus the Savior grew old, and the kingdom vulnerable once more. His people grew anxious, some claiming to perceive a faint odor in the air. Greenwort had returned with a ferocious vengeance. Amassing an army of unfathomable scale, he burned everything in his path towards the Crimson Keep. King Rattus gazed down.
Klingt von der Geralt. Klingt richtig nach Geralt.
To hold the crown, he had little hope wielding a sword. So it was decided the crown should pass to Whiskers New. Arise, young prince, for the kingdom needs a hero. And so, your tale begins.
Question the reign of the Iron Frog. Doug. Anyway, in Tales of Iron, which is coming to PC and all current console platforms. Our next segment is from Polish studio Movie Games and hosted by God of War and Twisted Metal director David Jaffe, who recently joined their supervisory board.
Well, hello, fellas. It's me, David Jaffe. Great to see you. God of War, Twisted Metal, a bunch of PlayStation stuff. These days, I'm doing some new stuff with movie games. These guys, they've hooked up with this great company. You have to have heard of them, Plattige Image, one of the best VFX houses in the business. They worked on The Witcher. They worked on Love, Death, and Robots. We're making a brand new game, the biggest game we've ever done, by the way, that's all about crime and mob and mafia and different time periods. It's going to be great. But for today, settle in, babies. These are the brand new games coming very soon from Movie Games. Lust from Beyond. Man, this is one of the
Beyond
coolest
the
games
gates
I've played in the last year. It's what turned me on to movie games in the first place. What you're looking at is the M-rated, console-friendly version of the erotic horror cult classic. It's a first-person action-adventure game that blends Lovecraftian horror with weird freaking eroticism.
Das will ich
I
haben.
love this game. Lust from Beyond.
Will ich
Game
haben,
number 2
will
is
ich
called
haben.
Fire Commander. It lets you step into the shoes of the only real-life superheroes we got, the first responders. This game is my childhood fantasy come to life. This game took me totally by surprise. You're trapped in the wilderness, freezing, hungry, and now you're starting to go a little bit insane. Man, you start seeing all kinds of crazy stuff out there. Winter Survival Simulator, it's coming soon. Have a great E3. Have a great future games. I miss you guys. I'll see
Was
you
trinkt der
soon.
da?
Oh my god.
Thanks to David Jaffe. And check out
Geil.
GamesRadar.com for more about movie games' upcoming titles.
This next presentation comes from the folks at Xseed Games, the makers of Story of Seasons and Rune Factory. Here's a look at their most exciting current and upcoming projects.
Duisburger Innenstadt. Nein, war ein Witz. Eigentlich.
Good game, but I'm taking this one.
Nein. Nein, nein, nein. Wenn Kartenspiel, dann Hearthstone, aber sonst nein. Zeig mir nicht so ein Spiel. Ich will's dann instant haben. Ah, meine Liste explodiert gleich. Rune Factory 4? Gleich ist rum. Hilf mir. Bitte. Meine Liste explodiert.
I don't know. Fending off a monster or two is one thing, but protecting a whole town? That's a lot.
Take that.
I'll get straight to it. Tomorrow. Today, I rest.
I look forward to working together, as colleagues and as rivals.
Marvelous.
Find out more about Xseed's lineup on GamesRadar.com.
This next game is a hack-and-slash RPG with twin-stick shooter elements set in a retro sci-fi world. Here's a new gameplay trailer for Batora: Lost Haven.
Oh yeah, now we're talking.
Ey, das ist gefühlt in jedem Game drin, dieser Satz. Dieser yes, no, we're talking. In jedem Game ist der gefühlt drin.
Batora Lost Haven is coming soon to PC and all
Als allererstes bei Deadpool.
and you can sign up to play the closed alpha when it launches on July 21st now.
Let's slow things down a bit with a look at the next game from the creators of 2 Point Hospital.
Oh wait, I think I saw something about this a few weeks ago.
No, you didn't. Here's developers Mark Webley, Ben Huskins, and Gary Card to tell you all about it and give you a first look at gameplay.
Introducing 2 Point Campus.
Ich beantrage mir mal einen Kredit für die ganzen Spiele, die ich haben will, ne? Da wird meine Sammlung voll. Ich frage morgen an, heute, nach einem Kredit und dann, ja, gehe dann insolvent, weil ich bis nächstes Jahr nur am Aufnehmen bin.
Hospitals, if you've seen our previous game, isn't about healthcare really. It's a wrapper, you know, we call it 2 Point Hospital, but that's about as close as it gets to real world of medical healthcare.
Oh, ich habe einen neuen Mesh-Call drin, der muss noch eingebaut werden.
From 2 Point Hospital and taking it to the next level.
The important thing was for us to give the player a canvas that they could completely create themselves.
In Campus, you start with this blank plot of land.
We've got something called the Smart Brush, for example, which allows you to drag interesting...
Meine Frage, glaubst du, dass es Leute interessiert, so Unboxings zu machen von Collector's Editions? Oder die ja auch mal vorzustellen, so? Weil meine Sammlung, wenn die ja hier hinkommt, werden ja auch einige Collector's Editions drin sein. Viele. Eigentlich nur. So, glaubst du, das interessiert Leute? Wenn ja, mache ich halt. Wäre doch mal eine Idee.
We're spending a much longer period with our students. What we want to do with Campus is make you care about your university. You know, the idea of these interesting and different courses are going to attract interesting and different students. So there's a night school, horrible pun, but night school, you got it. You're going to train knights of the realm. So it won't be stuffy, normal, boring stuff that made you go to sleep at school. It's going to be really cool, interesting stuff.
That was 2 Point Campus, which is coming soon to PC and all current console platforms.
Our next game is in early development, but it already has a very cool codename, which is always a good sign. Here's Leo to tell you all about Project Ferocious.
Hello, my name is Leo, and I'm the developer of Project Ferocious, an action-adventure game set on a mysterious tropical island. Some of you might
So,
know me
this
from
is
Twitter
very
as
good
someone who
English.
posts about the game and
Ist ein Deutscher.
development and tech and stuff. And if not, I've been doing game dev for about 12 years with a big passion, and I've been working on this project for about 2 years. It's the first project of mine I decided to show to the public, and even though I know it still has a very long way to go,
Voll auf dem Rasen
I'm very
gelandet.
proud to present it today to you on the show. Please enjoy the trailer.
Ich hab Angst. Wer Angst vor dem Trailer? Nicht schon wieder ein Game auf die Liste. Dino Crisis?
Project Ferocious is targeting a 2023 release date and coming to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Our next world premiere asks,
What if Doom Guy had a drunk one-night stand with Super Meat
Digga,
Boy?
ich hab schon auf dem Rechner eine Liste jetzt von knapp 60. Digga,
This next
was?
game wants to answer that question.
Ah, aber eine Liste, gleich ist rum. Gleich habe ich so eine hohe Liste, dass mein... Gleich habe ich so eine hohe Liste, dass mein Tisch zusammenbricht. Ach du Scheiße. Ich bin jetzt schon hyped. Warcry. Ja, und es wird sich gekauft.
Watch out for Warcry challenges when it stops defying gravity and launches... drops? On PC this summer.
Up next, we've got another world premiere. Conway, Disappearance at Dahlia View is a story-driven detective thriller set in 1950s England. Let's find out more, shall we?
Robert Conway, 22nd of June.
Jetzt schon ausverkauft. Braucht er nicht mehr zu bestellen, ist jetzt schon ausverkauft. Stand da im Sold Out.
A case in my time as a private investigator, but nothing so close to home as the abduction of Charlotte May. There are some things that take hold of a person and refuse to let go. For me, it's the idea of saving that little girl. My own daughter, Catherine, is on the case. She has the same look in her eye that I used to have. There'll be no stopping her. I wish I could say that all of my neighbors are innocent. I wish I could say that I have the faintest clue where to begin. There's a lot I wish I could say. The truth is, sometimes it takes a nightmare to wake a place like Dahlia View.
Conway. Sieht gut aus. Der Typ sah eben von der Seite aus wie Jigsaw.
I am in.
Also, wie ist jetzt?
Disappearance at Dahlia View from White Paper Games, and you can dig into the mystery yourself when it lands on PC and all current console platforms.
Tobin Bell.
Autumn 2021.
Der Schauspieler Tobin Bell von der Seite sah der gerade so aus.
Whoa, hold on. Surely this can't be the end. I mean, it's an E3 showcase.
Nope, sorry, Troy, that's it.
Ja, der im Rollstuhl eben von der Seite.
I knew it. All right, let's see it.
World Premiere. Let's put another game on my list. Okay. Immortality. Oder Mortality.
My name is Marissa Marcel. I'm 17 years old, and it's my dream to be an actress.
And that really is all we have time for. Be sure to head to GamesRadar.com for more coverage and updates on all the games you've seen today and more.
I'm just sorry. I'm really excited about that Sam Barlow reveal. Yes, and thanks to our headline partners, WD Black, and of course, all of our many talented developers and industry partners that have made all of this possible.
And of course, for everyone tuning in at home.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed today's lineup, and mark your diaries because the Future Game Show will be returning in August.
I'm Laura Bailey.
And I'm Troy Baker.
And this has been the Future Game Show 2021.
Oha. Oha. Das war also die Future Game Show. Krass. Also es sind so viele Spiele heute dabei gewesen, auch bevor ich schon gestreamt habe. Waren so viele Games dabei, die ich haben wollte und beziehungsweise haben will. Und jetzt auch noch die aus der Future Game Show und ach du Scheiße.
Heart is pumping, keep it coming, better run it high. I was born for this, I was born for this. I was born for this, I was born for this.
Oh ja.